Good morning. This is Business Morning on Channels Television. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwagu. While beginning from the marketplace, First Bank of Nigeria has redeemed the $300 million 8.25% subordinated notes. Our bondholders were paid $330 million on Tuesday, August 7. The issue, which was made to investors in 2013, is due in August 2020. First Bank says the redemption of these notes ahead of maturity further demonstrates the strength of the bank's foreign currency liquidity and the resilience of its balance sheet. According to the bank, despite the 2020 bond being a subordinated Tier 2 instrument, they are able to redeem this without any impact on capital ratios. As a result of the surplus Tier 2 capital they currently hold, which confirms the robust capital base of the bank. The bank, however, states that it's unlikely it will be reissuing debt in Eurobond markets in the near term following this planned redemption, as reissuance will be a function of its funding needs, market conditions, expected pricing in relation to alternative funding structure and sources. And Econ PLC on Tuesday reported a 21.3% rise in its revenue and its financials in the first half of the year. The company's profit before tax went up by 29% at 809.7 billion naira as against the 627.9 billion naira recorded in the comparable period of 2017. Our profit after tax was 550.6 billion naira as against the 427.2 billion naira recorded in 2017. This was up 28.9%. Our profit per share for the period under review was 79 kobo, up 28.9% from 2017. It will be recalled that the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Monday placed Econ on technical suspension for late filing of its results. And Stako Nigeria PLC has notified the exchange and its shareholders that the company has appointed a new company secretary following the resignation of Taiwo Ogumbajo as company secretary of the company. The board of directors of the company has therefore announced the appointment of Jackson Etienne Edu as the company secretary of the company. Jackson Etienne Edu is one of Nigeria's leading commercial practices which renders specialist legal services and advice to its clients. And USCN Property Development Company PLC has announced the resignation of its chairman board of directors, Mr. Larry Etta, from the board of the company with effect from July 23, 2018. The board has accepted the resignation and has expressed its deep appreciation for the leadership provided by Mr. Etta during his tenure. The company is also pleased to announce the appointment of 3 new directors to its board. They are Babatunde Kasali, who takes over as chairman of the board of directors, while Mr. Folashope Ayeshomoju resumes as the chief executive officer. Mrs. Aunebo Ajmogobia will be a non-executive director, while Mrs. Adenun Taiwo assumes the role of the chief operating officer. All appointments take effect from August 6, 2018. And the Nigerian Stock Exchange will today launch the Association of Securities Exchange of Nigeria. Our chairman of ASEN Board of Trustees and Chief Executive Officer of the NSE, Mr. Oscar Onyema, says the establishment of the association will help build a stronger capital market and cultivate a culture of mutual support and collaboration among stakeholders. The Association of Securities Exchanges of Nigeria is Nigeria's first association of domestic securities exchanges, incorporated in 2017 as a non-profit industry association to support the advancement of the Nigerian capital market and the development of members via knowledge sharing, collaboration, capacity building, and advocacy. ASEN currently has 5 member exchanges, including Afex Commodities Exchange, FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange, NASD OTC Securities Exchange, Nigeria Commodity Exchange, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And the Securities and Exchange Commission will hold its second 2-day Capital Market Committee meeting for 2018 as tomorrow. Thursday, August 9. The meeting is expected to tackle issues bordering on the implementation of the 10-year Capital Market Master Plan, as well as matters relating to the capital markets and the economy. Now, the 10-year master plan is expected to refocus Nigeria's capital market, double its size over time, and grow the economy. All right, let's look at what's happening in the oil and gas industry. Now, Nigerian petroleum engineers have been discussing the possibility of diversifying the economy with oil and gas proceeds. During one of the sessions, notable experts in the industry brainstorm on the challenges confronting the policy frameworks to help realize the goal.
We're not an oil economy. So what economy are we? We have been running since 1968 a rental economy, and I will reduce it to the level all of us will understand. I was speaking the other day at the Wole Soyinka birthday lecture, and I gave this example. If your father has 5 children, and he has 10 houses spread across Ikoyi and Victoria Island, the temptation is for all 5 children to not do anything. And every year, Knight Frank and Rotley will write you a check. The real issue will be the fight among the 5 of you who will be the leader of the family, because he will decide how to share the rental revenue. That's what it is. And that's the economy we have been running. So 200,000 workers in the oil and gas industry generate 90% of our foreign exchange earnings. And the rest of us, for the past 44 years, have been laboring on how to share it. So when you run a rental economy, because this is really where I'm coming to, if this discussion has been on since 1974, and all the prescriptions we have been making, as Demola said, is none that is rocket science. So why are we still here? We started producing oil about almost the same day as Norway was producing from the North Sea. They kept only a portion of that revenue, and today is $1 trillion. The Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund accounts for almost 9% of the entire European stock exchange and 1.2% of the world stock exchange. If Norway were to do nothing in future, they'll probably remain comfortable for life. That's Norway. It's the same thing with Kuwait. Ghana doesn't have, what, maybe 10% of our production. But by legislation from day one, they're putting aside a part of their revenue from oil. It may look small. Our sovereign wealth fund today is $1.5 billion. It took 15 years of cajoling the governors to have $1.5 billion when Norway is $1 trillion. We will be here. Ghana will want 20,000 barrel production in the next 15 years, might have $10 billion in their sovereign wealth fund. We'll still be staggering around 1.5 to 1.2. So what is the real issue? The real issue is that to turn a rental economy into a productive economy, it requires discipline in leadership from the very top.